Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are covering the Survivor Series 1997, and your opening contest is a traditional 4-on-4 Survivor Series match between the New Age Outlaws and the Godwins versus the Blackjacks and the Headbangers. Now, somebody please tell me who the heels are here. I'm not really sure. I think it's supposed to be the Outlaws and the Godwins, but that's just me. Anyway, Phineas and Blackjack, I was gonna say Blackjack Mulligan. Just Blackjack Wyndham start the match. And of course, you get the collar and elbow tie up with the stomps and kicks. And these are big boys, so you're gonna see a lot of these stomps and kicks. And then Blackjack tags out to Blackjack Bradshaw. Blackjack Wyndham does. And then Phineas gets the advantage on Bradshaw as well. Does the arm wringer trick and then goes to tag the Outlaws, and the Outlaws are like, no, no, no. And they don't want to touch Phineas. And you can hear Road Dogg in the broadcast literally saying, I'm sorry for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyway, so he tags Henry Godwin in. And again, he gets the advantage on the Blackjacks. And so the Blackjacks take the advantage back. But then he gets thrown into the corner. And this is how silly this is. Bradshaw is in the ring. He goes for called an abdominal stretch. But then he rolls up Phineas or Henry O'Godwin for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And the Blackjacks and the Headbangers are up 4 men to 3. Now, I had forgotten, because I love the Survivor Series, I had forgotten just how people would get eliminated in these types of matches back in the day. And I do miss these types of matches, but these are kind of the forget. And so Phineas comes in right after, hammering away on the Blackjacks. And then Mosh gets tagged in for a little while, and he gets on the offense against Phineas. And so eventually Phineas gets back in control and tags Billy Gunn for the first time in the match. They double team Mosh. Now, this is how silly this is. Mosh is literally getting beat up for about like 5 minutes of this match, and then has an opportunity to tag where he's standing and everybody else is down, but he chooses to continue the offense. And then he throws Billy Gunn into the corner, goes for the bulldog. Billy reverses it into a face plant, like not even a real move, just a simple face plant. 1, 2, 3. Mosh is gone, and all of a sudden it's 4-3 for Billy, Road Dogg, and the Godwins. So then the Thrasher comes in, and he gets the advantage on Billy Gunn, who tags out to Bradshaw. And so this goes back and forth for a while until it goes it's 3-on-2, because so then Phineas goes out because he gets hit with a stage, well, I'm gonna call it a stage dive, but it's a seated senton from the top rope from Thrasher. 1, 2, 3, Phineas is gone. And so now we got 2-on-2 where Thrasher's working on Road Dogg, who comes into the match for the first time. And he's literally in the corner taking a beating. And then Bradshaw gets control over Road Dogg after being tagged in by Thrasher. And then Billy just taps him on the shoulder like a distraction. And Road Dogg rolls him up 1, 2, 3, and then Bradshaw gets eliminated. But he's not he's eliminated. So he starts beating on people until they tell him to leave. And then Thrasher, who's the last one left after it's 2-on-1, power slams Billy Gunn. He hooks the leg, but there was a blind tag, so Billy jumps off the top rope with the leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Your survivors are the New Age Outlaws. And this was before they called themselves the New Age Outlaws. So we'll get ready for our next match here at Survivor Series 1997. Your next traditional Survivor Series contest would be the Truth Commission versus the DOA, the Disciples of Apocalypse. That's Crush, 8-Ball, Chains, and Skull versus the Interrogator, Sniper, Recon, and the Jackal. Yeah, that's right. The Jackal was Don Callis. But anyways, the match starts out in a big 8-man brawl because them 8 guys don't like each other. It's part of a bigger storyline going on at this time. But then it starts with Chains and the Interrogator. And Chains gets some offense in, but it doesn't last long as he gets hit with a sidewalk slam by the Interrogator. One, two, three, he's gone already. So the Truth Commission's up 4-3. But then the Jackal gets arrogant when the Interrogator beats down one of either 8-Ball or Skull. They're identical twins. I can't tell them apart. Don't ask me to. So he tags in the Jackal, hits a knee off the top rope, and then he starts to gloat. And then he gets beat up with fist punches and kicks. And just to prove a point, he gets nailed with a sidewalk slam. One, two, three, the Jackal's gone. We're even at 3 men apiece. And then we have, I believe it was Recon come in after that. And he came in and was beating up on the Harris brothers. I'm just gonna call them the Harris brothers for 8-Ball and Skull. But anyways, after this, it was actually no, it was 3-3, and then the Interrogator came in, did another sidewalk slam. One, two, three, we're 3-2. So here we go. And then uh Recon is the wait a second, no, that's not what. So we're 3-3. That's what I missed. Recon was in the ring. There was a side headlock. Chains off the ropes. They butted heads. Chains rolled out. In comes 8-Ball. He then hits a maneuver. One, two, three. Recon is out. And then the Interrogator comes in. Hits the sidewalk slab. It's 2-2. So that's what happened. And so then the Sniper comes in with clubbing blows and forearms, and then it gets turned around by Chain or Skull, and then he gets thrown into a double team spot where they double chokeslam him pretty much. But then the Interrogator causes a distraction, and then they try the Irish whip. It gets reversal. The Interrogator hits it, Chains in the back of the head. Not Chains, 8-Ball, back of the head. That's followed up by a Bulldog, one, two, three, and it's 2-1. And then after beating up on Crush for a while, Crush tries to make a comeback. He does hit a power slam on Sniper. Sniper goes down one, two, three, but then right after that, Kurgan hits another sidewalk slam and basically single handedly wins this match for the Truth Commission. And we'll go to our next match after this rough segment. Your next 4-on-4 Survivor Series match was Team USA versus Team Canada. Vader, Steve Blackman, Mark Merrow, and Goldust versus Phil LaFont, Doug Furnace, the British Bulldog, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Now the funny thing is they go out of their way to mention that only one person in this match was born in Canada of the 8 men, and that being Phil LaFont. So, anyways, the match starts with Mark Merrow and the British Bulldog. Bulldog gets the advantage quickly with the shoulder takedown. Mark Merrow uses his punches, and then Bulldog takes him to the outside, tags in Phil LaFont, who's the early P for Team Canada in this match. As the match continues, they're tagging in and out. Vader is the MVP of the whole match for everybody, including Team USA. But there's a melee when Steve Blackman gets tagged in. He gets knocked to the outside. And basically, Team Canada comes over and keeps him outside while Phil LaFont dives back into the ring. Steve Blackman is your first elimination. And they're down 4-3. And then Vader comes in after Jim the Anvil Neidhart gets tagged, knocks him down with a splash, basically. Hits him with another splash. One, two, three. The Anvil's gone. It's 3-3. Phil LaFont comes back in, and he gets drop kicks, side veg chops in on Vader, who's been in his match way too long, so he's been tagging in Mark Merrow. And Mark is just boxing basically through the whole match. As a matter of fact, there's a segment where he'd be in the corner with Doug Furnace punching him, and then Furnace would come out, turn him around, and then box himself. And then Merrow turned it around again, and he'd be boxing Furnace. So, anyways, it gets down to Phil LaFont gets tagged back in, And Vader gets the upper hand, knocks him down with a scoop slam. Was it a slam? No, he just knocked him down. But he did climb to the second rope and hit him with a splash. 1, 2, 3, Phil LaFont is gone. So then it's Doug Furnace and Davey Boy Smith against Goldust, Vader, and Mark Merrow. And Mark Merrow and Vader are doing pretty good with the tags. This match is going back and forth, and Furnace and Bulldog have figured out that they're tagging pretty well. So it turns into a pretty standard match. Meanwhile, Goldust, with a so called broken hand, still on the apron. Merrow tries to get a 1-2 and then he gets rolled up by Furnace. 1, 2, 3, evening the sides. And then Vader comes in, cleans house. Then he slips up and Team Canada gets the advantage. And then Vader makes a comeback. Tries to tag Goldust. Goldust says, "Hey, I got a broken hand. I can't wrestle." So he continues to wrestle and then reaches out for the tag again. And Goldust is still, "I have a broken hand." And then when Vader was in trouble, and then I believe it was Doug Furnace. He gets the upper hand. He goes to Goldust for a tag again, and this time Goldust jumps off the apron. So the next time Vader grabs him, slaps him, and all that happens is Goldust goes out the other side, gets himself counted out because that somehow counted as a legal tag, and it's 2-1. Vader gets the upper hand on Furnace after a minute, and Bulldog's on the outside, so he grabbed the ring bell. After being knocked down, Furnace gets hit with a Vader bomb from the second rope. 1, 2, 3. Vader pins Doug Furnace, but Bulldog still has the ring bell while the ref's not looking. Right on the side of the head of Vader. Puts the bell outside. 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Team Canada, which only had one Canadian member on the team. But hey, never let the facts get in the way of a good story. And if you're enjoying the content so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe and help the channel grow. Man, these Mick Foley matches make me uncomfortable during this era, anyways, from 1997. Because as Mankind, he took on Kane, wasn't even close. And I love Mick Foley. And the more I look back on this, I wish I was safer. But just to give you some context, he was thrown into steps, which was bad enough at the beginning of the match, no less. And then he was picked up and thrown into the steps. So he does get some offense in when he gets back in the ring with punches, kicks, and headbutts and a clothesline. And then he comes out and gets hit in the head with the steel steps because Kane threw them at him. Absolutely ridiculous. And remember, this is not Kane as we know him now, who's kind of just a thing. This is a month after his debut at Bad Blood, 97. So this is Indestructible Kane, who gets DDT'd on the floor, cheeses Mick. And Kane, I kid you not, does this leapfrog onto the apron and just walks over the table, or walks over the rope, rather. Mick Foley gets up. He's goozled by Kane and thrown onto the table, the announcer's table. Oh my goodness. What to say about Mick Foley? And then to on the offense because somehow that didn't finish him. He beats up Kane a little bit and hits him with a steel chair. And then Mick gets slammed on the concrete. And of course, Kane gets back in the ring and he is literally just standing there as Mick Foley is crawling to his feet. And all Kane does is pick him up, tombstone him. 1, 2, 3. Kane is your winner of this match at the Survivor Series. And boy, oh boy, does it make me uncomfortable. So we're going to go to the next one. All right, so the next match is a Survivor Series match with one of the most oddball babyface tag teams I've seen, the Legion of Doom, with Ken Shamrock and Ahmed Johnson versus the Nation of Domination. And this is really funny because it starts with D'Lo Brown and I believe it was Animal. But anyways, the match goes and they go back and forth as usual. Hawk is now in the ring with D'Lo. He hits a neck breaker. He goes off the ropes, gets hit with something from somebody, and D'Lo tags in the Rock. So he goes right into the Rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. Hawk is done. And then we had Farouk, who just before that, or just after that, I can't remember which, Was going at it with Ahmed Johnson, and of course Ahmed hits him with the Pearl River plunge. 1, 2, 3. Farouk is gone, so now we're down to 3-on-3. And so the match continues, and then we have a spot where Kama Mustafa's in the ring, who would later become the Godfather. And Kama would get taken out as well. 1, 2, 3. So now we're down to then Animal got distracted by the wait, no, that's not how it went. So it's down to 3-on-2. Oh yeah, Kama was in the ring. He was had the advantage. He gets pushed into the rock. He gets rolled up 1, 2, 3, and then the Outlaws come take care of Animal. So he's counted out, and all of a sudden we're down to 2-on-1. It's Rock and D'Lo against Ken Shamrock. But D'Lo takes the advantage on Shamrock because he's all by himself, and quick tags in and out from the Rock and D'Lo. And then Shamrock gets the advantage with a belly to belly suplex, which we know leads to the Shamrock ankle lock. And D'Lo taps out. Rock hits chair, and Shamrock kicks out, and Rock continues the beat down. He kicks out again, and then Shamrock somehow hits the Rock with a move, turns it into the ankle lock. The Rock taps out, and there it is. Your sole survivor of the match, Ken Shamrock. What a weird match that was. The next contest is for the Intercontinental Championship between Stone Cold Steve Austin and the King of Hearts, Owen Hart. This is a quick match, probably because it was probably his first match back since SummerSlam. So they probably tried to protect him after taking the pile driver. But it starts out with a lot of stall tactics from Team Canada Night. Again, it is for the Intercontinental title. So Owen gets the upper hand. He's kicking and stomping, and he throws Austin to the outside. And then Owen gets the bright idea to try and get himself disqualified. And he even goes so far as ringing the bell as the ref will disqualify him. And of course, you get the obligatory pile driver attempt. Then Austin blocks it, obviously. It's a back body drop, kicks in the corner. Keep in mind, Team Canada's still outside. Austin taking advantage of everything, has the upper hand quickly. Then the Anvil tries to come in the ring. He gets a stunner. Then turns Austin around. He gets a stunner. 1, 2, 3. Your new Intercontinental Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, it's time for the main for the W Championship. It's the it's the event of the evening. Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart WWE Championship. I'm not gonna waste any time here. Bret takes control of this match. He basically pummels Shawn Michaels for 5 minutes. Takes him to the outside. This whole thing continues. Then Shawn gets the upper hand, bounces his head off the steel stairs of the Hitman. Then they choke each other with the Quebec flag because Team Canada, somehow, the flag got out there. And then Bret Hart takes it up a notch. There's suplexes on the floor. You can really feel the hatred between these two guys. I mean, I know it's storyline, quote unquote, but for those of you who know, there's on the floor. They're throwing each other against the guardrail. And then it happens. Bret's in the ring with Shawn. He tries the double axe handle. Shawn puts the referee in front of him, pokes him in the eye, hits Bret Hart down, puts him in the sharpshooter. Earl Hebner does the fake asking, "Do you give up?" Doesn't give Bret time to answer, rings the bell. Bret tries to hook Shawn's foot, but doesn't realize the match is over. He goes on to destroy the area around the commentary. Of course, we know he went to WCW after this and debuted at Starrcade the next month. Why WCW waited a month to debut him, I'll never understand. But that's it. And well, I guess WCW was used to making mistakes. But Shawn Michaels is your new WWE champion. And if you want to like or subscribe to the channel, please do so. And until next time, may your ego come from a place that keeps you humble. I'm Mo Money. Mamba out.